Hi everyone. Today we are discussing adsorption isotherm. In the last video we discussed what is adsorption, what are the different types of adsorption, namely chemisorption and physisorption, chemical adsorption or physical adsorption, and the difference between this chemical adsorption and physical adsorption, and the reversibility of physisorption, and we know that physical adsorption is reversible and chemical adsorption is reversible, and heat of adsorption and so on. So I request you to watch the previous video for the classification of adsorption. And in this video we are discussing the different factors affecting adsorption. What are the different factors affecting adsorption? And then we are moving to adsorption isotherm. First of all, we are discussing the factors affecting rate of adsorption. Okay? What are the different factors which influence the rate of adsorption? The first one is nature of adsorbate. You know what is adsorbate? Adsorbate is the substance which is being adsorbed, and adsorbent is the surface on which adsorption takes place. So adsorbent is the gas molecule or liquid molecules which is being adsorbed. So some gas molecules are easily undergo adsorption on the surface of a solid or liquid, and some gas may not. And easily liquefiable gases. You know what is liquefaction? Converting gaseous form into liquid form by application of pressure, high pressure. So easily liquefiable means there is already a strong interaction between the gas molecules. So they have a tendency to aggregate together, right? So it is easy to adsorb such gas molecules. For example, this is the adsorption of gas molecules. So if it is a easily liquefiable gas, so there is an interaction, a strong interaction between the molecules. So they come closer and occupy the surface. So easily liquefiable gases such as CO2, NH3, HCl, etc. can be adsorbed very easily. But hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, etc. which are known as permanent gases, it is not easy to liquefy these gases, and even at lower temperature and high pressure they exist as gaseous state. They exist as gases. So it is not easy to liquefy these gases, so they are generally known as permanent gases. In such case, it is not easy to adsorb these molecules on the surface because there is no strong interaction between the gas molecules. So nature of adsorbate plays an important role in the rate of adsorption. The second one is surface area of adsorbent. Surface area of adsorbent. Suppose this is the adsorbent mode, surface, right? 4 molecules get adsorbed. There is the area of adsorbent. Suppose the area is increasing, then obviously number of molecules get adsorbed also increases. That means the rate of adsorption increases. More molecules can adsorb on the surface as the surface area increases. So the rate of adsorption is directly proportional to surface area of the adsorbent. As the adsorbent surface area increases, rate of adsorption also increases. That is the second factor which affects the rate of adsorption. The third one is activation. Activation of adsorbent. Activation means just by heating or using steam, make it active. Make it active means suppose we are heating this adsorbent. What happened? The particles or the molecules already occupied, the unwanted molecules already occupied on the surface will be removed. We know two processes, adsorption and just opposite process, desorption. Right? Desorption. So on heating, what happened? On heating, the particles or the molecules already occupied on the surface will get removed. So the sites become free, sites become vacant for the adsorption of our gas molecule. So activation makes the adsorbent more susceptible to adsorption. Right? You heard of this activated charcoal. Okay. Why we are activating charcoal? Just to remove the unwanted materials already occupied the surface. So activation plays an important role again in the rate of adsorption. The third one, that is temperature. As we know, as the temperature increases, desorption process increases. The molecules get adsorbed on the surface will be removed. Right? So, it is inversely related. Rate of adsorption is actually inversely related. Not only that, we know adsorption is exothermic. That means during adsorption, the system release some amount of energy, some amount of heat. So the adsorption process is accompanied by the release of heat. Right? So it is exothermic. For an exothermic process, if we increase the temperature, obviously, according to Le principle, the reverse process will take place. The factors. Okay. Anyway, here, in the case of chemisorption, a little bit difference is there. We are going to discuss that. For example, first we are taking physisorption. Okay. The case of physisorption, if we are plotting x by m, where x is the amount of adsorbate molecules which adsorbed on m mass of adsorbent. So unit mass, we are taking unit mass, it is the rate of adsorption actually. Okay, we are plotting this against temperature. Then, in the case of physisorption, the molecules already occupied on the surface of an adsorbent get removed on heating. So, rate of adsorption decreases. Rate of adsorption decreases with the temperature. This is for physisorption. But in the case of chemisorption, the curve is like this. It is chemisorption. In the case of physisorption, it is going on decreasing as the temperature increases. But in the case of chemissorption, first rate of adsorption increases and reaches a maximum and then decrease sharply. Why this difference? In the case of physisorption, it is just a physical force of attraction that binds the adsorbate molecule with the adsorbent surface. So it is merely van der Waals force of attraction. Very weak force of attraction. So on heating, that force will break. So desorption takes place. Rate of desorption increases. But in the case of chemissorption, what is chemissorption? In chemissorption, the force of attraction that binds the adsorbate molecule with adsorbent is purely chemical in nature. That is, there is a chemical bond between adsorbate molecule and the surface. For the formation of a chemical bond, each and every system requires minimum amount of energy. Right? So, when we are heating the system, first of all, the molecules absorb heat for attaining activation energy. For attaining activation energy, first of all, it absorbs heat. When all the molecules get enough energy, that is activation energy, all get absorbed. So the absorption increases. But even after this point, there is further increase in temperature. What happened? The occupied molecules get removed. That is undergo desorption. So first increase is just due to the absorption of the gas molecules to attain activation energy. So first the curve increases, that means the rate of adsorption increases. But after that it will decrease sharply because after that point, what happened? The adsorbed molecule starts to remove from the surface, undergo desorption. Okay. So this is the two curves for physisorption and chemissorption. Here we are plotting x by m against t at constant pressure. The plot of rate of adsorption or x by m against temperature at constant pressure. The plot is known as adsorption isobar. Adsorption isobar. The plot of x by m against temperature at constant pressure. In the case of physisorption as well as chemissorption. So the plot of x by m against temperature at constant pressure is known as adsorption isobar. So these two figures are the adsorption isobars of physisorption and the chemissorption. Then the fifth factor which influences the rate of adsorption, that is pressure. Suppose gas molecules are moving, we know they are in random motion, rapid random motion, they are free to move in every direction without the influence of the adjacent molecule. There is no interaction between the gas molecules, so they can interact, they can adsorb on every surface. Okay, so there is no interaction between these two or between the molecules and they are free to move everywhere. Such molecules get adsorbed. Okay, so it is not easy actually. Freely moving particles get adsorbed. When we are applying pressure, what happens? The molecules get more and more close to the surface and get adsorbed on the surface. That means as the pressure increases, more and more molecules get adsorbed on the surface. That means rate of adsorption is directly proportional to pressure. In both cases, that is, both in physisorption and chemissorption, the influence of pressure is the same. That is, as the pressure increases, the rate of adsorption increases. That is, rate of adsorption is directly proportional to pressure, right? That is, x by m is proportional to P, we can say. Rate of adsorption is proportional to pressure, right? So, when we can plot this, that is x by m, rate of adsorption against pressure at a constant temperature. Constant temperature. What happened? First, x by m increases with the pressure. As the pressure increases, x by m also increases, right? But after a point, it remains constant. After a particular pressure, it remains constant. Why? First, as we increase the pressure, more and more molecules get adsorbed on the surface. Once all the surface sides are completely filled, completely adsorbed, what happens? Then further, increase in pressure has no role, no effect on the rate of adsorption, because further increase does not affect the rate of adsorption. The rate of adsorption remains constant because the surface area is saturated, you can see. Surface area is saturated. Surface area is completely adsorbed. All the vacant sites are completely filled, completely adsorbed. So further more increase does not affect the rate of adsorption. There is no adsorption, we can see. That is, it remains constant after particular pressure, and we call it as, this is the saturation point. Saturation point. This is the saturation point, and the pressure is known as saturation pressure. It is the saturation pressure. Saturation pressure. Okay. So after that, there is no. That is, the adsorption remain constant. Adsorption remain constant. That is, pressure has no influence. And the plot of x by m against the pressure at constant temperature, it is known as adsorption isotherm. That is our adsorption isotherm. So this is adsorption isotherm. So we are discussing adsorption isotherm in detail. Okay. So these are the factors influence the rate of adsorption. Then one more thing. Suppose in the first case, in the case of adsorption isobar, we are keeping pressure constant. Then in the case of adsorption isotherm, we are keeping temperature constant. And the next case, suppose x by m is constant and plot of temperature against the pressure. Temperature, pressure, plot. Temperature, pressure, plot. Plot of temperature versus pressure at a constant x by m. This plot is known as adsorption isostate. Adsorption isostate. So adsorption isostate is the plot of temperature versus pressure at a constant x by m. Okay. So we are discussing only adsorption isotherm. The first adsorption isotherm we are discussing, it is Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Freundlich adsorption isotherm. According to this, x by m is proportional to p raised to 1 by n, or x by m is equal to kp all raised to 1 by n. Taking logarithm, we get log x by m is equal to log k plus 1 by n log P. This is the logarithmic expression of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. This is our Freundlich adsorption isotherm, and it is the logarithmic form of Freundlich adsorption isotherm. From the figure, it is from the plot already we have drawn earlier. Remain constant. Okay. So first pressure increases. Pressure increases. Sorry. As the pressure increases, rate of adsorption increases. So we can write this as this point. This point as x by m proportional to p raised to 1. P raised to 1. As the p increases, x by m also increases. But here, this point, there is no influence. Pressure has no influence. It is remain constant. Whatever the pressure may be. Okay. So here x by m is independent of pressure. That is x by m is proportional to p raised to 0. Okay. So we can write this as x by m. I am writing this. X by m is equal to kp raised to 1. And we can write this as x by m is equal to kp raised to 0. That means at very low pressure, this equation satisfies, and at very high pressure, this equation satisfies. In between these points, the value should be between 1 and 0. So the term is proportional to kp raised to 1 by n. Okay? Where n is greater than 1. N is greater than 1. Why? N should be greater than 1. Otherwise, we won't get values between 1 and 0. Okay. If we get if you need a 0.1, then n should be 10. Right. So value of n should be greater than 1. Then only we get a value between these 0 and 1. Okay. So this equation satisfies the condition between low pressure and high pressure, and that isotherm. It is known as Freundlich adsorption isotherm, and its logarithmic form is also discussed. Okay. So the next part of the adsorption isotherm we will discuss in our next video. Thank you for watching.